You on? So I don't have to clap because it's already going through the...
Oh, is that why you do your clap? Just for your sound mark?
Sometimes.
You sync?
Yeah, sometimes.
Right.
But it gets people in the...
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, I did one in the video I did this morning.
Yeah. So I got to do it now because people expect it. Right. What's up? It's the Fragrance Apprentice. I'm here with...
FRAG-MENTAL.
Yeah, that's the one. And Peter's in the background just judging us silently. So that's great.
I do have a name as well. It's Chris. Just my first name isn't actually FRAG-MENTAL. I got a bit...
What?
I got a little bit confused about what you wanted from me then. Did you want my channel name? Did you want my actual name?
I just want you.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay,
that's me.
so, right, okay. Yeah, all right, bro. Just chill. So today... I've got a bit of frag envy, as it were. I've been looking at, what's his name? Chris. I've been looking at Chris's collection, and to be honest, although my collection is pretty decent, pretty good, when you are a collector, you can never have enough, and, you know, I know that it is one of the 7 deadly sins to covet thine's fragrance collection, but I have a bit. And so he's got 5 fragrances that are really incredible, really amazing, that I want to show to you that I don't have yet. But I might be inspired.
Yeah, it's what you're thinking of pinching them.
That's the plan.
The video.
Peter's in on the gig, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, we've got Peter from FragranceView just sitting next to us. Yeah.
So yeah, he was like, he offered to play guitar for soundtrack, and I was like, no, mate, don't worry about it. Please don't. So. So yeah, we're going to go from 5 to 1. It's a bit of a chaotic video today, but that's because we've had a night out and we're all just quite giddy and just getting over it. So it's going to go from 5 to 1. The 1 is going to be the one where I'm like, I need that.
Oh,
I need to buy that.
And I don't know which one that is out of these.
No, okay. And then number 5 is like, yeah, okay, you know, consider definitely something I've always wanted, and it's just going to increase in I need that. What is that? What would a word be for that?
Lust.
Desire.
Desire's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, it will increase in desire. Thank goodness I have got my friends to help me with words today. So number 5 is a fragrance that I've always. It's one of the Angel Men's where I've been like, I want it, but I've never properly gone after it. Yeah. I don't know why. It's been one of those things that's been off my radar. It's Angel Men Pure Havane. Why did you get this fragrance? When did you get it? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I was watching a lot of videos, and I was getting into tobacco as a note, because it's not something... Tobacco's never... Before I got into fragrances, I never knew tobacco was a thing, was a note in fragrances. Right, yeah. And then I smelled tobacco vanille and tobacco oud, and I was uncovering these top 5, top 10 tobacco fragrances, and this was consistently in the list. So I decided I would purchase. I'd tried a clone of it actually from Perfume Parlour,
really?
which I really liked, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get the actual bottle because it's not very expensive. I think it's around £40 for 100ml. Yep. So really great value, and I love the Angel Men DNA.
Yeah.
For me, the added tobacco and honey that you get from this just adds another layer of interest for me on that, on top of that Angel Men DNA.
I think that it's just so fab and so fantastic and very autumnal. Yep. Great for like colder autumn days. I think that the only thing that put me off is once I got Pure Tonka, especially. Yeah. I was like, oh well, I've kind of got that. I've got my fix out of what I need from that I would usually get in this.
DNA.
Yeah, and I've got pure malt and I've got pure leather, and so I've got quite a lot. But maybe I should.
That would look nice next to those.
It would.
Those bottles.
Yeah. It looks so cute.
A good autumnal review maybe.
Hey. It could be coming up.
Also to add, I think it is a good autumnal scent, but I think it's got that Angel Men DNA has like a fun, lively, youthful aspect to it, which I enjoy.
Yeah, especially if I did like an outside review where you had a lot of the orange leaves and stuff like that. That could look pretty cool with this. Your thoughts on this one, mate?
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. So
smelled it. He's never smelled it.
He's never smelled it. Yeah. So number 4 is a fragrance that I didn't actually want to go for because I wanted to rebel against it because it reminds me of one of my favourite fragrances of all time.
Okay, I know what's coming.
Yeah, but the issue is that fragrance has now been reformulated and hurt and sort of crashed and burned. So now, ironically, this one is more like that one than that one is now.
Right.
And this is Nasomatto's Pardon. And this was, of course, very similar to L'Instant de Guerlain Eau Extrême. Really quite similar because it has the cocoa, chocolatey kind of thing mixed in with it. Why are you looking at me like that?
Sorry?
I
don't quite agree, but go on.
Okay.
This is like Lidge though, isn't it?
Not really.
Bruh. Okay, so, but yeah, I got that. And that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I was against it, because I didn't think it was as smooth and as delicate as L'Instant de Guerlain Eau Extrême. But now that that's been reformulated so much, this is actually something I would be looking towards in the near future to purchase. So, when did you get this? Why did you get it? What are your feelings on it?
So I got that. That was, I think, my most recent Nasomatto
yeah.
purchase actually, and it's the only one I didn't buy a partial of. I bought that full retail because I think I got a good deal. I think it was Natino maybe.
Yep.
Again, I'd smelt the Perfume Parlour cologne because I'd seen lots of videos talking about this masterpiece from Nasomatto.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed the cologne, and I thought, okay, well, if the original is as good, if not better, than the clone, then I feel like I want to own it because I like the brand. I love the bottles.
Yeah, they're great.
It's that lovely chocolate and oud vibe, which gives me complexity but wearability at the same time. I wore this for my work's Christmas do. I think it was the year before last, and it was getting compliments. People, we were on a close dance floor, and people were saying, "Well, wow, you smell great." That's it. And it's a smell that is very crowd pleasing and wearable, but is quite different to what people are used to smelling as well. So it draws people in, and they want to know what it is.
Yeah, I think that it's the older I've gotten now that I'm going to be 30 in a couple of years. The closer I'm getting to that, the more that I really get Nasomatto, and I really feel kind of. Oh, well, cheers for that. But the more I kind of like, how unprofessional was that? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Actually, wait a minute. This is my video.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, the more I really just kind of want everything that they've ever done. I've always loved Duro. I'm kind of like a little bit envious of all of them that you've got back there. But I do have Duro, but it's like it's locked away in some storage facility.
Oh.
Because we moved like about 4 or 5 years ago, and I only got Duro recently at that time, and it's just like it's in the amongst of that and my 250 milliliter of Mitza by Christian Dior's there.
You smell Baronda, because I think that's one of the best ones.
Yeah.
I prefer,
I don't
yeah.
like boozy fragrances, but I would recommend it to someone who does.
Yeah.
I like Baronda, but I like the Pardons, I like the Duros, I like Absinthe. I like those kind of harsher, woodier.
The more bold, robust.
I forgot to tell you. Do you know that? Oh,
excuse me, mate. I'm in the middle of a video. What are you doing? Pardon. Yeah.
Bit of a masterpiece.
Yeah, it is a bit of a masterpiece. It's great. So number 3 is a fragrance that I remember. This has got a deep history because Hiro Yokozuna, who was one of the founding fathers of the YouTube fragrance community, who was the Jeremy of his day.
Right.
He did he got me into this. It's all your fault if you're watching this, mate. It's all your fault why I'm here. You were the Jeremy and bad, but he did a most complimented list, and this was number 1 back in the day.
Wow.
And
I can see that. Yeah.
And it was a big deal to even have a decant of this. You know, it was like precious hype material that no brand could really buy for advertising. It was just like the monster of its day, and this is Amouage's Reflection Man. Now, it's been reformulated, hasn't it? But I wore this last night. This was my scent of the night, and all that these two lads were going on about was how strong this was, and how this was just projecting off of me. And I'm actually I'm still getting a little bit of it now, or just off this jumper. But yeah, it's quite a special fragrance in that way. I haven't had the money to buy it, but now I think I'm nearly close to going for it. Indeed.
It's actually, you can pick that up. If you look, you can get that on discounters for, I think maybe something like 120 around there or something.
Yeah, it used to be. It used to be like 170, and then that's it.
Yeah.
No lower, and that was like, forget it. So when did you get this? What do you think of it?
So I've had that for probably going on a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I hadn't even smelled that. That was a blind buy, actually.
You blind bought 100 ml of Reflection Man?
No, it was a partial.
I was going to say, you're crazy.
I think I paid about 70 quid for it or something.
Yeah.
And it was full of that because I've used quite a bit of that since I got it. People talked about it as being the most accessible Amouage and
Easily.
very crowd pleasing. Constantly getting compared to the La Malle DNA, which is one of my favourites, and I knew it was a pretty safe blind
yeah,
buy
it is.
on
In
the
that way,
basis
yeah.
of all that, and I wasn't disappointed. What I did find though was I thought it was a much better high quality fragrance than La Malle, and I think I can see where the comparisons get made, but this is different. This is, like I said, it's high quality, it's thicker, it's fuller, it's creamier.
It's not as sweet.
Yeah, I love the it's got quite an indolic white floral aspect to it, but not in a feminine way at all. I think it feels like quite a masculine fragrance.
I remember people were really comparing this to La Malle back in the day, and I didn't quite get it. But I remember one time I sprayed this in the first 3 seconds. I was like, hang on, that's La Malle. And then, but it isn't at the same time. They are the similar vibe.
Yeah.
They've got a similar kind of, I'll say this, if it had been revealed that Francis Kurkdjian had perfumed this, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Okay.
You know, because this
Similar
is
ballpark,
it's a similar philosophy of making fragrances, which is cleanliness, clean, the cleaner the man, and he uses things like lavender and more kind of herbal notes and aroma chemicals to try to push the cleanliness of somebody, rather than just citruses or, you know, your bog standard kind of neroli or bergamot, which is the classic way of making somebody smell clean. So it's it's amazing, projects like a beast, and it does get a lot of positive attention.
Yeah. Ticks a lot of boxes, that one.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I feel my collection feels a little bit naked without it, to be completely honest, because it does have the reputation that it has. So
to be fair, I'll just jump in.
Yes, boss.
I've actually criticised that for crap performance on the reformulation, and that's a reformulation. And I smelled you very clearly the whole night.
Yeah.
Cinema, going to the meal, walking around, it leaves sillage, you can smell it.
Yeah.
And it smells very good. It suits you.
Maybe it just seems to work with me quite well. So I'm very lucky, and in that way, that's a sign from the universe to spend more money on more fragrances.
Yep.
Definitely. So, number 2. Now, bearing in mind, I only smelled this yesterday.
Yeah.
But this went straight to the top of my list because this is amazing, and it's so unlike anything that any Issey Miyake I've ever smelled before. They don't usually do something this darker.
Yeah.
And this is quite hard to find. And tell me what this is. It's L'Eau d'Issey's
Noir Ambre.
Mate, lads, this is something else. This is like, I just smelled this by chance.
Yeah. And straight away, when he smelled this,
no, you didn't smell
he
it
was
by
blown
chance.
away.
I told you it was great because I smelled this like ages.
No, I picked it up and you went, oh mate, you should smell that. That's amazing. Timmy raved about that.
I smelled that before anyone else because it was in Dubai.
Well, I haven't worn this for a while,
That was
actually.
a
Now I'm
release
just getting
in the
a
Middle
waft.
East before it ever came to Europe.
Bro, can we steal one of your cards for this one?
Has it stopped?
No, no. I want to spray this on.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the SD card.
No. How do I explain how much I love this? It's just like so many different great solid
like
things.
A suede leather note, but also a really nice sweetness to it.
It's. I find it to be uplifting.
Yeah.
With dark undertones. At the same time.
With balls, right?
Yeah,
It's got like this incredible edge. I was blown away.
Yeah.
I don't know why on earth they didn't. How has this not become like one of the biggest?
That, like 2 years ago or whenever it first was released. I nearly bought it.
How has that not become like one of the biggest things in? Why hasn't Jezza picked this up?
I think it was picking up a little bit of hype, but people just couldn't find it anywhere. They couldn't.
Well,
buy
you can't.
it.
Yeah, if you can't buy it, then it's not going to survive.
Yeah,
is
it wasn't available, not widely available. So people seem to be struggling.
I think that this is one of probably the greatest designer fragrances I've smelt in years. Like this is this is niche wrapped up in a designer bottle.
Yeah, which is what Timmy said.
Well, yeah.
And I hadn't smelled this, and Timmy was saying how good it was, and that it reminded him more of a niche fragrance than at a designer price. But for a designer fragrance at full retail, I think on the pricey side, I think maybe 70 plus.
Still very good for what
So I found a great deal on the discounter for that. I also applied a discount code on this website.
You cheeky bugger.
I know. So I think I got it for just under £40. So
Bro.
for 100ml. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. So I picked it up.
When was that?
That was probably going on a year ago now.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I want a bottle of this. Like, I really do.
Smooth, isn't it?
It's just got a lot of elements of really good classic dark fragrances that I've smelt that all have been amazing. I get the suede leather, but I also get this kind of almost like caramel kind of like sweetness going on just underneath that, and it's just like perfection, like just amazing. There's a bit of that Issey Miyake kind of style that I get.
Fresh
depth, the uplifting part.
Yeah.
But this is like, if you see this, like, and you like darker kind of sweeter fragrances, or sweet fragrances that have a good amount of, you know, woody elements to them, then I don't know. I don't usually say blind buy, but freaking blind buy this. It's amazing. So
if you can find it.
If you can find it, I'm gonna try my best to get that. The only problem is that could like be in my top 5 autumn, and I have kind of a rule against like putting fragrances on top 10 lists if you can't find them very well. So, well, might be an honourable mention.
It's not top 10 to buy, is it? It's top 10 to you. So,
I can't be that cheeky, mate. Right. So number 1. Now this bad boy. I mean, it's kind of a similar thing with the Issey Miyake. I was just like, are you kidding? This is it. This is next level kind of shit, you know.
And this one, you were talking about the performance on you of Reflection Man, how much it was pinging off your skin, and the sillage, the projection was pretty beastly, which I find on other people as well, not just you. But this takes it up a notch as well. Yeah,
because I remember, I think, well, I was in your car, and I was like, what are you wearing? And you're like, nothing. And I was like, but bro, there's a really heavy fragrance in here. And then you told me, it is.
Yeah, and I had the jeans on that I'd worn the day before when I'd applied this scent, so some had obviously, a little bit had got onto my jeans, and that's what he was smelling from the previous day.
So this dude's got a lot of fragrances, quite obviously, and you can see them every time. You can see this behind me. That isn't just it, by the way. That's just like, that's not even half. You've got stuff in there, there's some stuff all over the place, there's stuff in the bathroom, it's just freaking, they're multiplying, I swear. Yeah. Out of all of them, you know, I've been here a couple times. The one that I always go back to, the one that makes me go, oh my goodness, this is a standout, is Byron's The Chronic. So let's just spray a bit. But you tell me, how did you come about this, and why? You know, tell me the whole lowdown.
So Jan from Byron had very kindly sent me some samples of his original releases, and I did a review. A first impressions review of those, and he got in touch and said, you know, I'd like to send you the bottles. Yeah. So not to do a review on, which I haven't. I think I did a review on Muller. Yeah. And then when he released 2 at the same time, which was the Chronic and Oud Bourbon, which is also really nice as well. Yeah. He very kindly sent me these bottles. I hadn't smelled them. I didn't know anything about them, and so it was really exciting when they came in the mail, and I smelled it. And Oud Bourbon is great, loved it. But then I sprayed this, and it was just an instant. Yeah. It's just an extremely likable, big, sweet, creamy fragrance.
I've got to say, it's not as good on the cards. It does need your skin a little bit.
Have you smelled this, Pete?
It's a bit flat on the cards, but on the skin, this has got that same kind of oud wood kind of vibe. Where, like, no, not in the scent way profile, in the way of, if I spray oud wood on a card, I'm just like, oh, is that it? Yeah. But then you spray it on the skin, and it's just like transformed into something else.
Yeah, the warmth of the skin, it warms it up and brings out the woods.
Yeah, this on the skin, it's like night and day, to be completely honest. It's a transformative experience. And I think it's because it's extrait de parfum. Yeah. And if I'm right, if it's something that's extrait de parfum works a little bit better on your skin, that can change.
Yeah, but I think maybe with extrait that sometimes because it's higher concentration, it's not projecting as much because there's not as much alcohol in the fragrance, but this projects.
Although, as it's, don't you dare, you can play us out.
I'm not going to play anything.
You can play us out though, like do an outro. Can you come up with like an outro? Anyway.
Pete's wielding my guitar here, and he's but he might play us out.
He could play us out, yeah. I'll do a dance. So you'll do a dance as well. Anyway, so the thing is, right, is that it's like now that it's calming down, it's settling, it is becoming the chronic, and it's becoming this amazing, amazing fragrance. It's just incredible. I was completely floored by it when I first smelt it, and it's just something that's so. What I love about it really is it's very pleasing. And people like it, but yet it's very unique, and it's not something I've ever really smelt before.
And it's not just an out-and-out bubblegum sweet, creamy fragrance. It's not just that. There's a little bit of spice in there. I think there's a bit of pepper, which just gives it this lovely zing in the opening. And you got that creamy sweetness underneath. And it's just a beautifully layered fragrance that is just beautiful to smell. Isn't
amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing your fragrance collection.
Oh, you're welcome.
And one time you should come over. We should do the same video but in reverse.
All right.
And that'd be quite fun. Cool. Anyway, me and Chris have to go and smell some more fecal matter that Pete is going to be giving us.
Oh, let's give him the mic. Is he going to play it out?
Yeah, play us out, Pete. Right. Like that's going to make a great end screen. That's just going to be fantastic.
You're going to get copyrighted.
No, that's a random thing.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool. Cool.
Oh, cool. Right. Well, that's fab.
Can we film one more thing? I completely forgot the one material, and it's.
Should we just leave it like this set up here, or do we want to go back to where we were?
Better do
continuity.
It's one of the most interesting materials, and I fucking forgot to show it you.